Imagine crawling through a seemingly endless network of foreign underground tunnels, armed with nothing more than a flashlight, a knife, and a small pistol. For the tunnel rats of the Vietnam War, this was not an occasional assignment, it was part of their daily reality. Hundreds of fearless American soldiers were selected specifically for these missions. The Army chose them not only for their smaller stature and lean build, but also for their courage, sharp instincts, and meticulous attention to detail. Their tasks included gathering enemy intelligence, dismantling explosives, and navigating underground structures filled with danger. The booby traps set by the North Vietnamese Army became infamous, some of the most inventive and terrifying defensive measures in military history. The North Vietnamese Army often baffled and frustrated U.S. forces. Vietcong fighters seemed to vanish into the jungle, melting away after an attack. American troops would take fire from hidden positions, only to find nothing when they searched the area. In reality, the enemy was disappearing into an intricate tunnel system, moving unseen beneath the surface. These tunnels were not new. Construction began during the war against the French in the 1940s, when the Vietnamese began hand-digging a vast underground network in South Vietnam's jungle terrain. The Viet Cong later expanded the system for use against American forces. By the 1960s, the complexes contained hospitals, storage facilities, sleeping quarters, and even headquarters for entire military units. One of the most famous sections stretched nearly 155 miles, connecting Viet Cong bases from Saigon to the Cambodian border. This allowed the North Vietnamese to remain hidden for months at a time, giving them a significant tactical advantage. The tunnels were built with numerous sharp turns, often between 60 and 120 degrees, making it impossible to fire a weapon in a straight line and helping deflect blast waves from American bombs. Entrances and exits were so well concealed that troops could appear suddenly for ambushes, set traps, or vanish without a trace. In January 1966, during Operation Crimp, the U.S. 173rd Airborne Division moved into an area known as the Iron Triangle, a North Vietnamese stronghold riddled with defenses. They discovered a heavy concealed door leading to a tunnel entrance. Armed only with a flashlight and a bayonet, they entered and found themselves in the Viet Cong's headquarters. Realizing the potential to uncover valuable intelligence, U.S. commanders began sending more soldiers into the tunnels to recover weapons, maps, and documents. These volunteers, dubbed tunnel rats by American troops, took on one of the most dangerous jobs of the war. Not just anyone could qualify. These men needed nerves of steel, a lot of common sense, and exceptional bravery. Most were 5 feet 5 inches or shorter to maneuver in the narrow passages. Their gear was minimal: a standard-issue pistol or revolver, a bayonet, a flashlight, demolition charges, and sometimes a gas mask. Firing a pistol underground was deafening, often leaving them temporarily unable to hear. The entrances were expertly camouflaged, so soldiers would stomp the ground to detect hollow spots. The tunnel rat would then be lowered in head first by his ankles, pistol in one hand, flashlight in the other. The team leader used a bayonet to probe for mines, while another soldier scanned for tripwires. The casualty rate for tunnel rats hovered around 33%. The dangers were endless: sudden cave-ins, enemy soldiers lying in wait, and an array of lethal traps. The Viet Cong used venomous snakes, poisonous insects, sharpened stakes, and scorpions. Poison gas was another favorite weapon. Operating in complete darkness, surrounded by the possibility of sudden death, could break even the toughest soldier. According to the book Tunnel Warfare, some soldiers were pulled from the tunnels screaming and crying, never to return. Those who could endure earned immense respect from their fellow troops. Their unofficial Latin motto, non gradum anus rodentum, or not worth a rat's ass, reflected their grim humor and courage. Despite the risks, many tunnel rats thrived on the adrenaline and proudly shared their stories back at base. They were pioneers in a form of warfare born out of necessity, and their work was remarkably effective. By the war's end, U.S. forces had discovered more than 48,000 tunnels. Many tunnel rats later suffered from the effects of Agent Orange due to chemical exposure underground. Without their specialized skills, U.S. casualties would have been far higher and key missions far less successful. Today, some of the tunnels still exist, preserved by the Vietnamese government. Tourists can crawl through certain sections, experiencing the dark, narrow spaces once navigated by both vietcong fighters and tunnel rats. Thankfully, the mines, traps, and venomous creatures are gone, but the history remains, a testament to one of the most dangerous and extraordinary roles of the Vietnam War.